Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. I'm talking close into the phone because I'm at the airport. Gotta go handle some work business, but I did not want to get on my flight without offering our devotional this morning, which comes out of, I just went blank, Amos. Amos 5. Amos chapter 5. I went blank for a second there. And so it's Amos chapter 5, verse 11 through 14. Amos 5, 11 through 14. And this is the piece, this text is so important. And I think for either Palm Sunday or Resurrection Sunday, probably Resurrection Sunday, this is going to be our text. I'm letting y'all know in advance. This text is so important because it really is the prophet Amos speaking on behalf of God, letting the people of God know that he is not pleased with their form of worship. He's really judging their songs and singing and their religious practice because it's not leading to anything. He's judging them because their religious practice is for the glory of man, not for the glory of God. It's not leading to the transformation of the lives of people. And so in that part of text, he says, let justice roll down, right? We've heard that with Dr. King's speech, because part of what our faith should lead to is a change for the reality of lives. It's not just worship for worship. It's not just singing for singing. It's not just religious practice for religious practice. Our faith should lead to a change. And a change within and a change out. A change within and a change outwardly. And so the judgment is you're giving to me your offerings, your songs, your worship, but it's not what I'm looking for, God says. God says what I'm looking for is justice for the oppressed. What I'm looking for is for obedience. What I'm looking for is for the changed reality of God's people, not just the rinse and repeat worship that had become the norm at the time. And so part of what we have to be mindful of is that our worship today does not become rinse and repeat, but that our worship leads to change within that ultimately leads to change outwardly. That who you and I become as men and women of God leads to that impacting the world around us. This is why we push so heavily for community engagement, doing acts of service, being of service. Because if it's just for the sake of praising and worshiping, and then that's it, and the lived reality of God's people and the community where we are located is not changed by our presence, that's not sufficient. So he says, what I want to see is justice roll down like a mighty rushing river. Roll down from where? Roll down from the worship of God's people. Roll down as a result of God's people coming in to be blessed, but leaving out to serve. Coming in to get filled, but leaving out to go and pour out. Coming in to be, to connect with God's glory for the purpose of going out for the good of the community. And so he said, what I want to see is justice roll down like a mighty rushing river. What I want to see from your worship, what I want to see from the praise, what I want to see from the offering is the lived reality of the people of God and the community be changed. And so he judges them. Amos judges them in chapter 5. Says, depart from me with your songs and your religious practice. Depart from me with all that. It doesn't mean nothing because ain't nothing changing. You're not changing, and the world around you is not changing. Nothing's changing. Change is the mark of God's presence. Nothing's happening. No conviction, no redirection. Just a bunch of songs and religious practice. And he says, stop it. Get away from me with that. I'm not pleased with that. And so the reason this is going to be our Resurrection Sunday message is because we can't have church as usual. We cannot have church as usual. And so Resurrection Sunday, while it is also, not Resurrection Sunday, I'm so sorry, y'all, Palm Sunday. I'm saying Resurrection Sunday, Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday. No, wait a minute, I'm tripping. Resurrections, I'm saying it right. I'm getting Resurrection Sunday mixed up with our 12-year church anniversary celebration Sunday. I'm saying it right, Resurrection Sunday. The reason this is going to be our Resurrection Sunday text is because as we go into year 12, we're not doing church as usual. As we go into year 12, we're going in a bit more focused on how will justice roll down from the walls, the worship of Word of Encouragement Church. We're moving into a new season, new era. Yeah, absolutely. And so this is going to be our Resurrection Sunday text. Y'all have heard Jesus on the cross enough. I don't need to preach the cross no more for the next 3 years. And the season that we're in, also April 5th, I'm saying April 4th. April 5th is Resurrection Sunday, but April 4th is a remembrance of, it's the anniversary of the assassination of Dr. King. And why was he assassinated? Because he was calling for justice. So we as the church, we're going to pick up where he left off. And I don't mean that, and I mean that in a metaphorical way, because many people have already picked up where he left off. But how do we pick up where Dr. King left off? And not left off, but was forced off because he was assassinated. But this message of letting justice roll down like a mighty rushing river. So this is going to be our text for Resurrection Sunday, which is April 5th. But it's our Lenten Devotional today. And so here's the question I want to leave you with before I go and get ready to board my plane is, how is God's presence in your life affecting change in the world around you, right? Your sphere of influence, your family, your community, and start inwardly. So how is your relationship with Christ? How is the renewal and the revival of Christ in your life changing you first, changing your family, and changing the world around you? What does that look like? You should be able to answer that question, but if you cannot, I want you to think about that. What does that look like? What does that look like? And if it's not happening, then how can it happen? How can your relationship with Christ lead to not only just your internal change, but change for your family and change for the world around you? What are you doing, right? What can be done for the sake of justice, for the sake of community well-being? Right? This is the call in our life. And so this is going to be our Resurrection Sunday service, because as we go into year 12, We cannot be a church that just sings through the economic crisis. We can't be a church that just sings through a cuckoo administration. We cannot be a church that just sings our way through the challenges of this world. We have to be mindful. We have to take action, right? On a personal level as well as a communal level, collective practice. And so, what does that look like for us? Amen? So, Amos 5:11-14. He tells them, shoo away with your singing and your religious practice. I want to know what y'all doing. Let justice roll down. That's what I want to see. And how do we become justice avengers? How do we become justice avengers in 2026? How do we become a church of justice avengers? Right? That's where we're heading into. That's where we're focusing. That's where we're going. That's where the Lord is leading and directing. And everybody won't do the same thing. But whatever your thing is, how will we become a church that is focused on being justice avengers? And I am saying avengers, like the TV show, like the movie. How do we become justice avengers? So this is where we're going for Resurrection Sunday. I hope you'll join us. Save your calendar, April 5th, because we're going to connect the dots from King to the cross. We're going to connect the dots from King to the cross. April 4th is the anniversary of King's assassination, who was all about justice. Sunday, April 5th is Resurrection Sunday. Jesus went on the cross for the cause of Christ, for the cause of the Lord, for the cause of kingdom, and for justice. Christ is our superpower. Yes. So we're going to look at King and the cross on Resurrection Sunday, from King to the cross. And how do we become 21st century justice avengers? All right? So y'all have an amazing day. And this is our devotion for this morning. We'll see you all tomorrow morning. I am out of town, but we'll still be on live tomorrow morning. Okay? Same bad time, same bad place. I was a little late this morning getting home because I was at the airport and had to come through security. Had to come through TSA. And let me say this. I was a little nervous because they've been talking about the lines being 4 or 5 hours, but I actually went through TSA in 20 minutes. So it wasn't bad at all. It wasn't bad at all. I'm ready. Come on, Bridget. Amen. I love it. All right, y'all make sure you share this out. Even if you're watching the replay, make sure you share this with someone. Make sure put your name in the chat. If you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay. Share this out. Put somebody's name in the chat. Give us hearts. Give us stars. All the things. We appreciate y'all so very much. I'm out. Gotta catch a plane. Peace.